Welcome back, everyone, here live from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's the halftime update show presented by the Beck Center, Georgia Alabama Sports Live, the Beck Center halftime update show with Richard Holdridge, Thrift Behringer. All right, Rich, how about that first half? Carver led 3-0. We're going to have highlights here in just a moment. Then they have a touchdown, which what an incredible catch by K.J. Miles right here in front of us, right behind me in this end zone. And then Hayfield Charter was able to get that last touchdown at the half to shorten the lead to now 10-7. What are your first half thoughts?
Well, the key was Hayfield Charter's defense pinned Carver back, and they forced a punt. Hayfield Charter had great field position. Basically what happened was Carver was trying to get a goal line stance, but Hayfield Charter, their quarterback, he just off-balance, diving catch in the end zone, and it's 10-7. But most importantly, Thrip, Carver's going to get the ball to start the second half. Now, that's a very important. But I think that long, methodical drives, and I think Hayfield Charter has confidence that it's only 10-7.
Yeah, and I will tell you this. Carver's offense has not been able to sustain drives. Hayfield's had it for a good portion, and they weren't able to do anything either. That was a really quick first half for sure, and we've had a lot of fun watching this. And Carver is 2 quarters away from becoming back-to-back state champions and extending their winning streak to 28 games. The marching band, the greatest in the land, is right behind us. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have highlights and more. It's the Beck Center Halftime Update Show. Thrift Behringer, Richard Holdridge, Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Small, the and the tall, peacemakers, risk takers, the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists, for long distance love, for the farsighted, nearsighted, for introverts and extroverts, for the thinkers and the doers, for old friends. Coca-Cola, for everyone.
Presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Houston Clinic, Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, and of course, Coca-Cola. Thank you to all our sponsors. Make sure to go and check out our Instagram. We just gave another Planet Fitness Student Athlete of the Week. We got the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Week, but make sure to follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. All right, let's go to the highlights now and check them out. Here's the kick from Kendrick Spencer there in that first quarter. Carver had their drive stalled out at the 15. A couple of penalties hurt them on 1st and goal, and they end up leading 3-0 there, Richard.
Yeah, it was a long drive, runs by Jacoby Caslin, Kelston Tarver, Zach Watts, but what a job by Hayfield Charter to just hold them to a field goal. There was a touchdown that was called back, Zach Watts on a penalty by Carver, but Hayfield Charter felt that was a big win just to hold them to a field goal.
All right, now you want to see something incredible? How about check this out? Unbelievable throw by Sebastian Hurd, who has an incredible arm, and he was able to throw an absolute dime piece to K.J. Miles, and it was an incredible play, an incredible catch, and we're going to see that here in just a little bit, Richard, but we've had a lot, being able to see him make the play, seeing the running backs who have not really gotten off to a hot start. Watts had a couple plays that were called back, one of them being a touchdown there in that first quarter. And now finally we'll look at the highlights from, well, now it's having a tough time. We're going to get that situated here just a little bit, Richard. But as we were just talking about, man, Watts, another touchdown called back. And we said he's going to have another 3 or 4 here today.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get at least 3 touchdowns called back. But, yeah, so far that 1 touchdown in the first half.
And you see here, how about the down K.J. Miles keeping his wits about him. And watch this perfect placement. Miles keeps his eyes on the football, able to collect it in, and gets the first touchdown of the game to lead to 10-0. How about K.J. Miles?
Yes.
But even better pass from Sebastian Hurd.
Yeah, it was a big pass by the box top assassin, put it in the bread basket. Remember, we saw a similar catch by K.J. Miles last year, kind of in the same spot.
And then finally, this was right before the half. The quarterback from Hayfield Charter rolling and throwing against his body while going the opposite direction. He's literally throwing it the opposite way he is running, right in the middle of the end zone. to make it 10-7. Big play there by Hateville Charter as that gives them some momentum, and they're down by 3. Carver will get the football back to start the second half, as Richard talked about. We're going to take another break. Actually, we got one more highlight that we wanted y'all to watch. T.J. Woodson.
Yeah,
we had not one but 2 touchdowns called back. This was right after the touchdown there in that first half.
Like 17 seconds left. We thought he was going to take
the
this
sophomore
to the
phenom.
Look at squib
Woodson
kick.
Picks it up on a squib kick. Couldn't get his balance. Gets hit hard, stays on his feet, and then this is where he does is electric, and he takes off. The problem is they call it a block in the back.
Block in the back.
And they brought this great return, which he got down about the 15.
Probably would have been 2 seconds left. Probably would have been a field goal try.
But instead it was called back. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have second half thoughts and wrap it up here. It's the Beck Center Halftime Update Show on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Carver leads 10-7.
And serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Hula Hands delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
Is here. Get massive savings on GMC Sierras and Canyons. Full-size GMC Sierras, almost $15,000 off. GMC Canyons, over $5,000 off. Or take advantage of 0% financing. Plus, no payments until March of next year. Now is the time for end-of-year savings at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Carver's going to get the football start in the second half here, Richard. What is the message Jarvis Jones has to the team to come out, continue the momentum they had, scoring that last touchdown before Hateville scored, and be able to put this out of reach? I know a lot of people thought this was going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
This is a lot closer than many people thought. How do you think Carver's going to come out, as they've always been a perennial second half team?
Well, they need to respond like they did in their first drive in the first half, where they run the football, long methodical drives, and get a touchdown. Put this game up by a 2-score contest. It really puts a lot of pressure on Hateville Charter to respond. I think Hateville Charter is happy with only being down by 3. They feel that they got a huge break getting that touchdown, and Carver's defense feels that they have dominated in the first half, with the exception of that last touchdown they gave up.
I expect Watts, Caslin, and Tarver to get a bulk of the carries and the load of the offense. Coach Antoine Young's going to go back to that running game. It's what they did in the semifinals when they dominated, what they did in the quarterfinals. They're going to wear them down, and I think they end up winning this game 24-7, 28-14, something around there.
That.
But a lot closer than many people thought. But again, as I made mention, Carver's a second-half team. They're going to come out full force, and I expect the running attack and the three-headed monster of Watts, Tarver, and Jacoby Caslin to really get going, and Carver going to end up back-to-back.
Yeah, Hateville Charter has not done much offensively. They got that touchdown because they had great field position, because they pinned Carver back at the 1, almost got a safety.
And then it was a bad punt because of the bad field position. They flipped the field on them. They were able to put it in there for 7. But again, aside from that, no drives were sustained really by either team. So I expect offensively both teams to really ramp it up. This is the final 2 quarters of the entire season. Throw the kitchen sink out and go after for a state championship. We think next time you see us, which will be for the post-game celebration, we're saying Carver's going back-to-back. Thank y'all so much for watching. It's the Beck Center Halftime Update Show. Carver and Hateville Charter, second half about to start. Coming up next, Georgia Alabama Sports Live.